All right, it should be working now. Hello? Let's bring that over. Okay. Doing good. Doing good. What's up, guys? That took a little bit longer than I thought. Yep, I got a haircut. Ron Hale. Yep, there we go. Everything's working now. TL, doing good now. How are you now? Good, and you? My wife says you got highlights. I did not get highlights. It might be the gray hair mixed with the blonde hair because of all the stress I'm under. But other than that, no haircut. I mean, no highlights. Poseidon, I'm doing absolutely fantastic, man. How you doing? But everything's working out perfect, guys. Everything is really working out perfectly. It's kind of crazy. We hit this trade right here. We hit this trade right here. We hit this trade right here. I made about 126% off of this trade right here. I was looking for it to go a little bit higher. Unfortunately, didn't get to it. So on the second peak here, I took my profits and I was out of it. But like I was saying, I know my mic wasn't on. I'm waiting for a entry somewhere along the 2-to-1 Gonfan, the positive, and set my stop loss right below. That's my game plan going forward. I don't have an entry yet, but if this does continue to hold just a little bit longer, I might take a DCA here and then add back some more later. That's just my thoughts because we do have a bullishly diverging RSI. We have some hidden bullish divergence on the daily, I believe. Yes, we have hidden bullish divergence here. Now it is starting to point to the downside, so it could continue, but we'll see. We'll see. Looking like a bull flag on the 30-minute chart in terms of RSI. You can see that on the 1 hour as well. And you can see that kind of on the 2 hour. So money flow is still holding support. Good sign. The RSI is still holding support. Good sign. What about the daily RSI? Daily RSI is sitting at the 50. So if we can get a bounce off of this 50, it's going to be monumental. And we should get some good upside action alongside it. So we'll see how that works out. Not quite sure if it will, but we'll see. If the daily does put in a higher low, things could be looking a little bit not super bearish because we still could salvage it. But it is what it is. Is there someone I can somewhere I can read on Gonfans? I don't know. I have not read any books or anything on Gonfans. Everything I know was pretty much self-taught and tweaked. So I'm not quite sure, man. I'm sorry. How low are you thinking, Kite? I'm just thinking down to the 2-to-1 Gonfan, so somewhere around the 9,500 to 9,450 range. I could have gotten entry on this, but my long entry was at 9,450, and it got to 9,482. I'm upset. Not really, but we'll see how it goes along. The stochastic is down in the bullish region now, so we'll see if we can get a bounce here. The reason why I'm thinking that the 2-to-1 Gonfan will hold is because we've gotten a couple nice bounces off of it. We got our first bounce here, second bounce, and third bounce. I know I'm going backwards, but it's just because that's what we do. And third bounce here. So we've gotten 3 bounces off this 2-to-1 Gonfan. So if it doesn't give at least an upside test, I'd be surprised. What could happen is this could actually break to the downside, not gonna lie. This could be creating a descending triangle here, and this would actually be what brings us down to this bottom support here. So that could be what's happening. We'll see. But my plan still would be to take a long. I'm going to be watching this diagonal resistance. I might take profit along it. If not, if it does pump up, we'll see if this can continue carrying itself. But as of right now, it does look like a descending triangle. We'll just have to see if the 2-to-1 Gonfan can break it to the upside. I'm not quite sure. I don't think so. Because my original plan, I don't want it to break out, but I'm just getting ready for it. My original plan is for this pattern to extend itself for quite a long period of time. So we'll see how that works out. But as of right now, the 0.618 is a very good support alongside the 2-to-1. And the two top resistances would be this negative diagonal and this negative diagonal right here. The 8-to-1 Ganfan and the one that we just drew. Thought you were long all the way up? Yeah, we were long. We took our long right here. Our average entry though was 9,412. We hit it with about 25x leverage, I believe. I'm not quite sure. And then we took 126% profit somewhere in this region. And I did not get to short it because I've been working on my PC all weekend long. It has given me so much trouble. And this morning when I woke up, it gave me a no bootable device error. And it took a long while for me to get everything fixed, but it's fixed now. It's a crazy good setup. It's two 2080 Ti's, an SLI with a Ryzen 3700X, and then 32 gigabytes of RAM, like 6 terabytes of storage. It's a monster. It's a monster. But now that we got it all set up, we're kicking off. And with that much horsepower under the rig, I could probably get a 4K screen, like a 4K gaming screen and a 4K trading screen. Because the problem was, I could get a 4K screen, but I want to be able to play video games on it. And 4Ks are amazing for trading. They absolutely are. So imagine your screen like this. This is a 1080p screen, and then imagine the rest being filled up. So this is all you're seeing with a 1080p screen. Hey, Kite, you have blue ears. What? What? Behind you, Cypher B. Oh, okay. It was a nice weekend. Drive down to Richmond, hang out with my sister. Pretty sick. I'm just trying to get another trade in. This 5K account has been going pretty good. So far we're up about $400. That's fine by me. Fine by me. That's almost 10% added to the count. And let's see, 1, 2, and this would be the third trade. So almost 10% in 3 trades. Yeah, the way I set up Ganfans, I'm not saying like I'm the end all be all. I'm doing what everybody else is doing in a different way. So if you look at any other Ganfan tutorials on this on YouTube, what they'll say is go into the settings, go to scales and lock bar ratio. So what we're doing when we set up our Ganfans, we are finding the bar ratio that works best, and then by not zooming in or out, we are therefore locking it manually. It's unlocked, but we're locking it. And we're just making sure that it's the best possible bar ratio in order to get it, in order for the price action to match up. So I'm basically doing what everybody else is doing, just a little bit differently, and I think that's what gives me an edge. Sometimes you can tinker. You just gotta tinker, find out what works best, what doesn't work, throw away the rest. Now that I got this really good gaming PC, I like. There's not a lot of games that like I can't play, but there's just not a lot of games out. Like I'm waiting for uh not Metro, Cyberpunk 2033, Dying Light 2. There's some other ones in there, but I forgot what most of them were. We're in a gaming drought right now. I've seen Jacob Canfield's video on risk management. He has what you do explained in a free written document. It finally sank into my brain because it was written down. Sure. Actually, that would actually help me explain it better if I can give someone a written document. You said Jacob Canfield Risk Management. The ultimate blueprint. So is it on TradingView? This is actually a really good document. Yeah, if you guys want to find that, just look up Jacob Canfield Risk Management. It's on TradingView. Gabriel, how's it going, buddy? James, how you doing? What's up, man? Yeah, we might be going back down just to test the 2-to-1 Gone fan. We got pretty close, but no cigar. So we might have to come back down. We'll probably get a bounce somewhere around the 94.70, 94.80, somewhere around there. Does look like it's holding on this 3-to-1 Gone fan, though, at the moment. So we'll see. Daily is red point. I see that. I don't think it's doomsday, though. I don't think it's doomsday. We've had plenty of red dots that barely work out. This could actually fold over and cause more bullish divergence. Now, if we get a rejection on the 50 on the daily, that's not going to be a good sign. Doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's full bear mode because we still have a super amount of support. I'm not even kidding, guys. 4-to-1 Gone fan, huge support. 2-to-1 Gone fan, huge support. If we fall from here, it would be bad, but the odds of us falling are very low. So we'll see how it works out. I don't think we're going to go below 8,400 in this entire pattern. It just wouldn't make sense from a technical analysis standpoint. Could happen. We'll see. But as it stands right now, not looking very likely. Trying to see if I missed any messages. Um, doesn't look like it. We're good. So there's not much to go off of right now. It's just kind of waiting for this next entry, waiting for it to spike up. I mean, this has been a really good past week. It really has. Uh, on my margin trades, it was about 300%. Now, in terms of actual portfolio, about almost 10%. I would say 8% added to the portfolio. Did you share your 2 hour chart? No, but I can right now. I should probably just put this in the description because that would actually help. I mean, if you guys aren't worried about making the most amount of money and you guys are getting antsy, it's all a question of how much do you really want to make. Now, this is not like, unless I can get a really good entry, this is actually not a really good trade. Like I was saying in the last stream, you guys really want to prioritize your trades, prioritize the types of trades that you take in terms of risk to reward ratio. If you can take trades that are only sixes or above, that makes it so that whenever you take a trade, it's a really high chance for good winning and a really low chance for a small. So if you can prioritize those types of trades, because if I took an entry right now, my stop loss would have to be down here, and my maximum profit would be like right here. So that's a two. Twos aren't bad, but they're not what you want to be prioritizing. But if I can get my entries somewhere right here, and then my stop loss right here, that just turned into a 6.74. So that little bit of price action makes or breaks a trade. You have to be willing to prioritize your trades in order to make sure that they can make the most with losing the least amount. And that way you can make sure that when you take trades, if you win, they set you up for future losses. Now, I'm not saying don't take twos because some in my case, I have to take every single trade I see in order to make sure that people feel like they're getting their money's worth. That does have some drawbacks because not every single trade is going to be an absolute winner. And then when you do lose a two, there wasn't much upside to winning the trade. So I probably will start making it so that I will only take fives or aboves. So if you guys are following me in the Telegram group and I'm not posting 1,000 calls a day or anything like that, that's going to be the reason. I'm going to be giving you guys the best trade setups I possibly can and trying to stray away from taking every single trade because most people, they haven't learned that patience yet. Uh, like Crown Crypto said, he said the best analogy I think I've heard. Trading is a card game where you can wait for the exact hand you want and then play that hand. If you can't learn how to wait and sit out on certain trades, you might not be a successful trader. Okay, that's just the way it goes. We just started a little bit ago, but we still got some time left. I feel sorry for the people that join the streams now at like the last minute. I'm like, hi, goodbye. But here's what it is. Yeah, we got about 15 minutes left. That's not only going to be good for your guys' portfolios because the trades I take have higher upside, it's also going to be good for my portfolio. KP Crypto, what's up, Crypto Mom? Yeah, that's what I was trying to say to you guys right here. If you guys are able to wait, and sometimes you don't get it. Like you will not get the entry. Sometimes price action just does not get to your entry point. But if that's the difference between a two and a five, I would wait. It makes the most amount of sense. It makes sure that your trade is worthwhile. So just know that you guys don't have to be trading 24 hours a day, always in a trade. I used to be that way. I used to always be trading, scalping, swinging, mostly scalping. What really made the difference for me in terms of my portfolio growing was taking a step back. I was always on the 5 minute chart. I was always on the 10 minute, 15 minute, 1 minute, as many of you guys have seen from my earlier videos. I was successful, but I wasn't as successful as I could have been. But the second that I took a step back and started focusing more on swing trades rather than scalp trades, that's when really things started to pick up for me and my portfolio just started to rapidly grow, especially down in this pattern and this breakout. That's when things really started to, really, really work. So if you guys are losing a lot, I would recommend what we just talked about. Make sure that you are sizing up your trades and making sure that if you take that giant down, you got a lot of meat to eat. Let's see. Let's start cleaning up the chart a little bit. Make it look a little bit prettier. I'm practicing setting up Gone fans. They look great, and with a little adjustment, they also look great. So which setup do I use? What do you mean by which setup? So I don't know the difference between the two that you're talking about. Never settles. How's it going, buddy? Smoothie, what's going on, man? What's the Telegram group cost? It's $50 a month, and if you think that's a little bit too much, I mean there is the one-on-ones, which is $450 in crypto. It's a lifetime Discord, lifetime Telegram, and you get one-on-one sessions. Now, I now have like over I think 60 to 70 people in the one-on-ones. So I don't think I'm going to do it yet, but I have been starting to message people that are just signing up for it. I might have to start capping how many sessions you get. because the original plan was if you need it, I'll be there. But at this point, it's starting to be too many people. So it's still going to be a lot of sessions. You're still going to be able to learn everything you need. It's going to be, I think, 8 to 10 sessions. That's the limit. And I mean, if you haven't really got it by that point, because most of the sessions, I'll be honest, I say they last an hour. Most of them last an hour and 30 minutes, 2 hours. It all depends on how many tangents I go on. Sometimes we get into a conversation, anything like that. But it's starting to get a lot. So I might have to start limiting it. But I mean, it's still 8 sessions. That's what, even if it's at 8 sessions, that's only, like if you just include the one time fee, that's like what, $50 an hour plus the lifetime to Telegram and Discord. The gang fan. I like that. Johnny K, what's going on, buddy? And I don't know what the plan is, but I haven't seen my dad in a couple months. So I might have to take a trip up there for a couple days, probably like 4 to 5 days, maybe less. I don't know, sometimes, depending on the situation. But it should be somewhere around March 11th, and it'll probably be 3 to 4 days, maybe five. Doing fantastic, Johnny K. Trades have been going absolutely fantastic. Everything's just working out, you know, just amazingly. I can't complain. Can't complain. For me, it's all about just lines of support. So, like, let's use the daily for example. What I do is I set these points, like the starting points off the wicks, and then when it comes to actually laying the foundations, like the actual support, I just make sure that no candle body closes. So you can see how the wick is all the way down here. I don't bring the 2 to 1 the 2 to 1 Gonfan. I don't bring that down to the wick. I bring it up to the candle body close. That's the way I do things. Five days without Kite, I'm gonna blow through my portfolio. I'll still be trying to do stuff off of my phone. A lot of you know that if I'm at my sister's or if I just don't have access to a PC at the time, I can give information off my brain because I look at these charts. I know what points and what price points I want to long and short off of. But in terms of this is actually looking like a bull flag, not gonna lie. Uh, on the daily, this is actually looking like a bull flag. And if that is true, maybe this 2 to 1 Gonfan could actually break the bull flag out to the upside. Maybe we will test 11K. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Why not using Zoom? Few persons that make it a little bit. I am using Zoom. If that's what you're asking. Nothing much. We just talked about what my entry for my long would be. So the 2 to 1 Gonfan is a very very strong support. You can see that here, here, and here. So I do think that might hold. It might not. So that's why I'm putting my stop loss underneath it. I'm trying to get an entry as close as possible to that Gonfan and then set my stop loss underneath. It could be a handle to a gigantic cup. It really could. If you're looking at this as maybe the cup formation here and then handle and then blast off, that could be it. You might have that. That is something that I'm looking to do, Crazy Head, but it's not quite to that point yet. But because most of the people, I haven't found anybody that really lines up with anybody else. And at this point, I still want to give that one on one type of feel to it. But if I have to, I might switch it to classrooms. The Thursday night, 8 p.m. EST, Discord sessions that we have. Everybody is welcome to join. If you're online at that point in time, join the Discord. Everybody will be in there. Me, Seth, everybody. Those are kind of like a gigantic classroom setup. Usually, the way it goes is me and Seth. If anybody's new is there, where they introduce themselves, where they're coming from, what kind of type of work they do, what kind of how long they've been trading, anything like that. And then it goes over to me and Seth. We talk about our points of view on the market. Usually, it turns into some sort of debate, friendly debate, and then we move on to questions, concerns, comments, anything like that. And you can use that as a platform to ask questions as well. What about ETH? Do you think we can go back up to 270? I've not looked at ETH. Let's take a look at ETH. And while we're at it, we'll open up XRP because I'm curious because I do own quite a bit of XRP. So Ethereum actually, yeah, like I said, Ethereum is going to be on its way to the 0.5. So it might just be sliding over a little bit in order to make sure that this Gonfan here does not stop it. But you can expect sometime around the 16th of April to the 31st of March to be up towards that $350 zone. Actually, 340. Let's check to see. Yeah, we're actually getting some red here. Oh, that is going to be a massive, massive hidden bullish divergence. You see that? This is going to be a massive hidden bullish divergence. Ethereum on the daily still has a lot of room to come down to the 50 and test it. Ethereum's looking good. Ethereum is actually looking good. We'll see how this works out. This is looking like a bullish pennant / bull flag. I'd be expecting a test of 350. And if it does get past, if it does get past 340, if you guys don't own any Ethereum yet, that would be a good buy point. Right above this 0.5. And if it comes back down to probably like 320, sell it. That would be a good trade. Because if it doesn't get past the 0.5, it's going to be trying to get up to the 8-to-1 Gonfan, somewhere around the 700s. That'll be a very nice trade. From that point there all the way up here, that's 123%. It's behind your head. Oh, you're right. Let me move that over a little bit. Hidden bullish, you can see it now, right? Yep, you can. So let's look at XRP. XRP got rejected at the 1-to-1 Gonfan, starting to move lower. Any hidden bullish divergence? It's sitting alongside the 50. Now you might say, well, it's going under the 50. If it goes under 45, that's when things start to get dangerous. But like we've been talking about, XRP is cooking. XRP is cooking. The second that it can get back above the 1-to-1, it will start trending towards the 0.5. Just from that point there, well, from this point right now to the 0.5 is almost 200%. That would be a monumental trade. And if it can get past the 0.5 and start trending up towards the 8-to-1 Gonfan, I would have made almost 1,000% off of that trade, about 50% less. Jason, what's going on, buddy? EOS and ADA. We'll check those out. Don't I think I have an EOS chart. Maybe not. Actually, before we do anything, let me check on XMR. XMR is almost to the 8-to-1 Gonfan. It almost looks like it got a rejection at the 8-to-1 Gonfan, not gonna lie. That's pretty dang close. I would call that a rejection. We'll see how this works out. I'm trying to look for lines of support here. Not seeing much. We'll see if it might fall back down onto the 2-to-1 positive. We'll see. Any bullish divergence? Some. This is the 12-hour. Some really good hidden bullish divergence. This could actually be a bull flag. Maybe don't if XRP actually breaks, not XRP, XMR breaks like 121, it will start trending up towards $245 pretty easily. I bought it at $54 ish, 54. That would be 352% pool. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead. Let me get a blank chart here. Binance. That's where I get all my Monero from. Do your strongest support and resistance lines are where the diagonal cross? That's where the diagonals cross. No, not necessarily. That is just a point where it could become a very, very strong support. I call those cradles. And Kite, if we get a bounce off the 2-to-1, should we get out now since it won't be coming back down? If we get a bounce off the 2-to-1, are you talking about if you're in a short? Should you get out of at the 2-to-1? I would. I'm trying to get into a long on the 2-to-1 Gonfan right here, somewhere in that region. That's what I'm trying to get. So why would you get out if you get a bounce off the 2-to-1? Are you talking about Bitcoin? Yes, I would be either one shorting right here or shorting right here. Good chance that it does get stopped out and starts moving downwards right here. Um, I don't know. I don't have any KYC on Binance or anything like that. I've had my account for like 4 years or something like that. So I think if you had an account before they started all that stuff with, uh, U.S. customers can't exchange here, you should be good as long as you don't add any KYC to your account. I don't do any margin trading or anything on there or anything like that. Sorry, I meant to get. I got in around 9,500. I would if you're in profit right now. It's it's really your call. Because we could continue upwards from here. Okay. Now you can see that we have a diagonal resistance right here. So if it does happen to break, we would start moving upwards. So if you did want to go ahead and take some profit, wait for a lower entry, it would make your risk to reward a lot better. But that's your decision. I can't make that for you. All right. So back to reality. Oop, there goes gravity. EOS. I'll check it out on a daily chart. EOS is looking good too. It is. If we're looking at this W pattern here, head and shoulders, I mean, just off of that alone, you can put some fib retracements. If you can break $8.07, you'll start moving up to $13. So right now, let's see where we're sitting. Let's go ahead and lay some Gonfans on this. Try to see what works best. Do you have a referral link for Binance? Nah. I hate logging into Binance. Potcoin looking good. Let's see what trades we got. So it looks like it's finding support along the 1 to 2 Ganfan. And it's finding resistance off of the 0.5. So if this can continue, you'll probably be looking at this as a target. Probably bringing you up to the 4 to 1 Ganfan. Bless me. But if you can't get past the 0.5, just like XMR and everything else, you'll start trending up towards the 8 to 1 Ganfan pretty easily. So unless this right here is an indication that the 3 to 1 Ganfan is a strong resistance, you'll start trending up towards the 8 to 1. And that would be about 42%. And if you can break this inverse, this head and shoulders pattern, from this point right now to the 1.618, would be about what 240%, 225. EOS does not look as juicy as everything else. I would say in terms of, you know, the best trades right now, it could be probably XRP is probably the best one in terms of, 1,000% trade almost sitting in front of you. Now, obviously, that's going to take quite a bit of time. It's not going to be a straight shot up, but this would be a quick piece of action. Probably like at least a month over the course of it moving up. That's 200% alone. And I mean, if you can hold on to that to the very top, could be 750%. 50. My neck's doing good. Like for some reason, sometimes like my shoulder blades will hurt, but maybe that's because I've been doing these like dumbbell exercises, trying to like someone suggested me, and it's been working out. But it's also done. I don't know. Maybe it's just because the muscles, getting ripped and then repairing itself. Kind of look at XTZ. Yeah, we'll look at XTZ. We'll go back to the EOS chart. Wow. That was a pretty clean setup on XT. You've already reached your target on it. So I would probably be expecting a pullback. Thought someone was calling me. But I think actually there might be more left in it. So if you get a bounce here, you could continue trending up towards the 0.618. You've reached your regular technical analysis target, but most of the time the 1.618 does get hit on a breakout. So you could continue up to $6. Now it's a question of where do you buy if you haven't bought yet. If you already bought, I would say your full cash out point should be at $6. This breakout alone was 200% if it does get to the full target. This is like an ascending triangle dream. You have an ascending triangle here. That's 1,000% since January. That's awesome. Kite, is your long entry for BT still? Yeah, so I have not got into my long yet. I've put in a little bit just in case we do actually hold support here. But I am looking for somewhere around 94.80. That's my target. But all right, guys, it's been 42 minutes. I think I'm going to start saying goodbye now. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for showing up. It's been a long weekend. My hands hurt because building PCs is fun, but sometimes your knuckles and stuff start to bleed. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. It's been an amazing last week and a half. It was really a good comeback because some of the last couple of trades didn't work out to plan. We made some good ones in between, but it wasn't like a hot streak. These last two trades have been over, like, one was 200%, one was 120%. This one could be, 80 to 150%. So it's looking good. It's looking good. Crypto Orange, have a good night, buddy. TL, thank you very much. Stretchy, thank you. Crazy, appreciate it, man. Cheers. Ron Hill, no problem, man. Mr. Win, see ya. See ya, man. Trading Junkie, I will, man. I will. Johnny K, have a good one, dude. Are you on tomorrow? Yep, I'll be on tomorrow at like 2:15, 2:30, maybe 2 o'clock, somewhere around there. I'll try to get as close to 2 o'clock as possible. What margin? What do you mean, what margin? FA, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. You're talking about like what leverage or how much was in the actual trade? So on the 5K account, they were swing trades back and forth, so they're about $250. Duck Dylan, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. That just popped juice in my throat, and it like punching bagged my uvula. Robin Sue, thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. So we're going to do stream ending. And let's pick a song. Any song. Let's pick a song.